viewers, again we are here. And this once a wise man said that grace knows the way.
The grace knows the way.
Grace knows the way. The grace knows the way, sir. And so I love the way God was now coordinating things, and God was moving in the school to be able to rescue the entire school.
Yes.
And to put the hearts of the people in a good place. So at this moment, Dennis, we will have cooled a little bit because there is no life to support what is
his ideology.
Is exactly. There's nobody to support that because this is a Christian organization. There's nobody to support that. And so that made him to really shrink. At that moment when these things are happening or taking place, God also is searching moments, or it's like he's moving to connect with other people. It's like the thing that was inside my life was now God wanted it to be exposed in the entire school.
He was spreading it to the entire school.
He wanted now to spread it in the entire school for everybody to be able to know that this thing is here. And there's a time now, when I said also previously, when God speaks to you, there is something that you always want to do.
Yeah, there's yes.
Exactly.
You want to do something.
There's something you want to do, or there's something you want to be done or happen. Exactly. So there is something God wanted to be done. So there's a time, in school now they were so tight. The system was so tight.
The program,
it was really tight. There was a lot of things that we were doing in the day, during the day. So somebody will be tired. The person will be tired completely. So at time now we are now at the preps around because we used to take SAP around 6 and then go back in the classes for preps
before you sleep.
Exactly, around 7 up to 10 in the evening. So we are now in the class, and this time round I was like, hey, if I will get a chance to go in bed, I'll really sleep.
I just want to go to bed.
I just want to go to bed because I'm really tired. After now the bell goes, I'll just go to bed. That was my heart.
Feeling, yeah.
That was my heart. But I'm telling you, the Lord came and talked to me. When I was just there, it's like when God talks to you at the moment, He brings you in the feeling of you are in that place. It's like He was telling me to go at the chapel and pray after the classes. But I was like, I am tired. I don't want to really adhere to what God is saying at the moment. It's like I'm tired. I can't do it. It's like I can't make it. Yes, it's like I felt as if I was in the chapel, because when God talks to you at the moment, when sometimes God sends you, you feel you are there, but the body is in the particular place where God is talking to you about. That is a feeling. So at this moment, it's like, hey, I really can't do this. So after now the bell rang, I just went to bed, and I said, I really can't do this. I went to bed and putting myself on the bed, now trying to rest. I'm telling you, the Lord again turned up now to show me what exactly happens. God really can't walk with people who are disobedient. And it's like God today wanted me to really experience some of the things that happen in the spiritual realm. Especially when He tells you do this. There's some of the, maybe sometimes He really want to prevent you from danger.
Yes.
And it's like, hey, I'm here. I'm in the bed. But the light was not off. It was on. And it's like I'm in this room and sleeping. I was not deep in sleep, but I just put on I just
laid on bed.
Exactly, I laid on bed. And suddenly I felt as if my body is coming out of me. My soul, it's like I'm seeing a duplicate of me coming out of myself. And it's like I can see myself on the bed.
And you're somewhere up.
I'm somewhere up. I'm seeing myself on the bed, but I can feel myself. I can feel that this is me, but I can see somebody else who is of me coming out of me and standing beside me, and I'm seeing myself on the bed, lying there. And seeing myself lying on the bed, there's something was happening that I never knew that it's existing. I could see people, like some kind of a force which was really compressing me down. It's like people, it's like a form of people who are transparent. They're like one of the transparent person who's holding me on the right and on the left. So they are compressing me
Pulling
down
you back to the bed,
on the bed.
to
It's
the
like,
body.
exactly. Not really. They're pulling my body down. It's like they don't want me to move in the chapel. They don't want to move in that will of God.
Okay.
It's like there's a force that puts you down, not exactly to move in what God is saying.
Oh, okay.
Not to move exactly in what God
Your
is saying.
spirit want to go and obey God.
Exactly.
But there are some forces,
There's some forces
spiritual
that-
forces,
exactly,
that
that
are
push-
pressing you back.
Exactly, and you feel that body is heavy. The body is too heavy. You cannot move. You feel like you cannot do it. You feel that you cannot do it. And I could see they are compressing me. And that moment I'm seeing them, I started seeing myself saying Jesus, calling the name of Jesus. Jesus, Jesus. And I said, let me go. It's like, let me go. Release me. I want to go to the chapel. And they let me go. I can feel a sense of freedom. And then you can feel you're coming back to yourself.
Oh yeah.
You can feel that which was which was out came back the body, and I felt I came back, to my senses, and it's like, hey, I have to go to the chapel. Even though God have sensitized me, or God is coming to show me all of these things to go to the chapel, I'm still like,
The body is so tired.
I slept.
Huh.
I went back to the bed,
That's right.
and I never knew, when God talks to you, there is something He's planning. There's something He wants.
Done, accomplished.
That will be accomplished. I never knew the instruction was to connect me, was one of the thing to be able to connect me with other people. That God was ordaining for me and for what He put, He kept inside me, for what He embedded inside my life, to be able to be known. I never knew. So this was one of the way, because I remember, now the next day I started going to the chapel now to pray. Because it's like, if I don't do this, it's something that is happening in the air that I don't know. But remember, I went on my own time. It was not God's time.
You went on your time.
And that was where now I was doing a lot of mistakes.
And that's where we as believers go wrong.
Go wrong.
There is the timing of God.
There's the timing
That
of
is
God.
the way God wants us to do.
Yeah.
And many times I can also resonate with that.
Yeah.
There are sometimes you wake up maybe in the middle of the night and God is sensitizing you to wake up and pray.
Exactly.
Wake up and pray. And you're feeling that you really need to get up and
Exactly.
pray. This thing is now.
Yeah.
But there are other forces.
that drives
We
you,
think
puts
it is
you down.
sleep.
Yeah.
We think it is sleep.
It's not just a sleep.
But there is other forces that are pressing
There are
you.
forces.
And then you just follow back
Yeah,
to sleep.
back.
And Jesus had that kind of a thing with the disciples on the mountain. Wake up and pray.
Yeah.
It is a very dangerous time.
It's a dangerous thing.
Wake up and pray.
Christ is able to see that.
Yeah, wake up and pray.
Wake up.
And these disciples, they are really trying, but there are forces
Yeah.
that are coming. Eventually, he said, the spirit is wearing,
Yeah.
but the body
The body.
is
No.
too heavy.
It's too heavy.
Just sleep.
So there are forces that really wrestle us in the air without, the moment we
The
take
princes of air, the powers of darkness.
Exactly. But the moment we take a chance of following what God is saying at the moment, it's like it's a weapon to fight that.
Oh my goodness.
It's a weapon.
And you
The
see, the
speaking of
Paul
God.
was saying, we fight against, we don't fight
spiritual
flesh and blood.
principality, exactly.
The spiritual forces
Forces
of darkness
of
in
darkness.
the air, principalities, authorities, forces, rulers
Yeah.
that control the air.
Yes.
Probably the only thing that can help us is just obey that word.
Obey that word.
Just obey that word. Oh,
That is Ephesians chapter 6. Somebody can go and follow that around verse 10 going downwards.
So you went to the chapel at your own time.
I went at the chapel at my own time, but you see, that was not the right weapon to fight what was happening or what was fighting in the air. The right weapon was, you have heard God speaking,
Yes.
you have to do it, move in it.
Move
That
in
is
the
the right
speaking of
in
God.
that moment.
The speaking of God is our life.
In that now, speaking of God, it's a strong weapon to fight back the enemy who is trying to compress you down not to do the will of God. And every single time you'll find is to do that, which God is speaking. And so I never knew God wanted to connect me with other people, to be able, people who have a passion, people who have passion for for this kind, the kind of the spirit that came to me or came upon my life. I never knew, but you know, when I started praying out at the chapel, there's a time. I remember I was coming out of principal's office, the principal's office, and I'm going to the class. And along the way, I found Patrick Wambua, now my teacher, and I found him talking with one of the teacher who I've never interacted with him before, but I've been seeing her in the school, because you know, this time around I'm seeing her talking with Patrick Wambua, and how they are interacting freely. It's just freely, it's a free talk. They're just talking, interacting together, and I was like, hey, I was touched by what I was seeing, because at the other moment it's like I was, you know, other moments she have been really dealing with the clubs and really trying to nurture some of the talents that are inside the hearts of these students. You know, people have talents and people have the abilities, and so there is that passion that she had. You could just see it even when she's interacting with the students. You can just see the passion that she had for those students to become what they are. She really have that spirit, and it's like I was really touched and moved by how she was interacting with Patrick and other students who are there. I was really touched, and I was like, oh my goodness, how can I also get a chance to really interact with such a teacher? Because that was my desire.
And you have already just told us, how the heart of God has now been moving you to the level of teachers.
Oh yes.
You have already told us how God connected you to Principal Isaac in a very miraculous way. You have shared with us how God connected the librarian, Mr. Maruki, the librarian, and how God wanted you to
also
connect to
acknowledged from
Mr. Biko, and you avoided him. You just avoided him. And now we have the fourth teacher.
Yeah, this is the fourth teacher.
Oh, what's the name of this teacher?
Yeah, Rose Kadiga, Madam Rose Kadiga.
Madam Rose Kadiga.
Exactly.
Okay.
This Madam Rose Kadiga. I never interacted with her before, but the way that she's interacting with these students, you know, I've been only seeing her in the level of nurturing the hearts of some students in terms of, you know, she used to maybe lead a lot of clubs, really nurturing the hearts of those students, going to drama, and some people who loved acting, some people who loved singing. She was part of that department, whereby she was one of the teachers who used to
nurturing
talents and bring that which is inside them out. That was that teacher. And this time around, she is now interacting with these students, and it's like, and I feel like, hey, I'm supposed to be part of this kind of group whereby they are discussing
the teachers
the teacher,
and
the
students,
and they're laughing with the teacher. I loved it. And I thank God for what happened that day, because we were good friends with Patrick Wambua. He called me. Hey Joel, come. It's like, hey Joel, and there's something. It's like here I'm admiring what is happening. It's like God is pulling me towards that, and told me come. And when I came, and it's like he started telling Madam Rose, you know, this guy here is one of our best speakers, and you know, he have been really teaching us a lot, and he's our Bible study coordinator. And talking with her, and it's like, hey. And
you're really making me to admire Dennis Wambua.
Yeah, Patrick Wambua.
Patrick Wambua. I like it. It looks like a great guy.
Yeah, this guy is a great guy. You know, this guy, and so Madam Ross told me to ask Patrick Wambua, why is Joel not part of praise and worship team? I've never seen him talk and singing in front of the people. Where is he always when you're singing? It's like Patrick Wambua was one of the best musicians ever. He was known as the best musician because when he used to hold that microphone, it's like God. Oh my goodness! People know this guy is going to do the best. I think God was really using him in that part to really do his work. That is how he used to impact the young people through music. And he was best in that area.
Wow.
And they also considered me as one of the best speakers who used to speak with the students. Yeah, so sometimes when maybe Patrick will love me to speak with the people, just call me and just talk with the people. So that is Patrick. So he introduced me to Madame Rose, and we started talking a little bit, but not that friends. But there is something I was admiring and seeing. Hey, I really want to really be part of this team. The way they are talking, and she told me, I want to be also seeing also part of this praise and worship. Even though you are speaking with the people, I want you to be part of that. Okay. And I think also this is how she also connected with that team. You know, I was not that much in music, but she also put me there. At this moment, it's a time whereby Form 4s who are now about to do the exam, the national exam. And it's like people who are now preparing now also the exams, now to go home. Yeah. People are preparing. And it's like, hey, here, it was a tradition in the school whereby if the CU leaders who are now going CU leaders, it was a tradition whereby we used to see you, exactly, the outgoing leaders. We used to celebrate them and really appreciate the work that they have done in the school. Patrick Wambua was part of that.
Oh my goodness, the guy is living.
The guy is living. It's a good friend of mine. The guy is living. And it's like, you know, I now plan, because he was the CU chairman, I wanted him now to elaborate for us on some things. At this time, it's like I was planning on how to call him and maybe interact with him. It's like, you know, this is what I've not explained yet. I used to do something in the school which was never known. It's like it was a club which was never known. It was never part of
you had a other club that was existing, a secret movement in the school?
A secret movement in the school.
That was not known?
Which was not known in the school.
Oh my goodness.
So you know, it was, I called it live show. This how God made me to there's a reason as why God made me to call it that. So it was called live show. I was doing it secretly. Nobody knew it.
The staff never knew it.
The staff never knew that this thing is existing in the school.
Even other students?
Even, okay, some students knew.
That were involved.
Exactly. It was dealing with, I know, the reason as why I started this thing, it was because I really wanted a different life to flow inside the heart of the students. Maybe, a different life. A different life which defines you. A different life which shows you this is the reality. I just wanted that different life to flow inside the hearts of students. So it was like in form of broadcast, just calling some few people and interacting with them and ask them questions. And so that was the live show that was in the school. So this time around I was planning on how to invite Patrick Wambua and to make it now publicly. And it's like I was planning to launch
your secret movement.
My secret movement.
Oh my goodness.
I wanted it to be known in the school. I wanted it to be known in the school. So because I knew the principal, deputy principal, and some other teachers will be there. And also Madame Rose will not miss in that room. And also I wanted Madame Rose to be part and to be matron of this club. Because I knew if she's part of this movement, this thing will shoot. I knew if she's part of this movement,
if she understands this thing,
she'll make this thing spread in the entire school. Because she was one of the best teachers who made those kind of clubs and those kind of things to be on in the school. Yeah. That was the grace that was inside her. That was hidden inside her. That was Madame Rose Kadiga. That was the grace hidden inside her. And I was like admiring that grace. You know, if she's the matron of this group or this club,
it will grow.
It will grow.
You're planning to launch it?
I am planning now to launch it. I'm planning it now to make it now officially.
Okay.
So I called Patrick Wambua and I told him, I have some question for you. I want you to elaborate for us about your leadership. Talk to us about worship, because you have been seen a lot singing and worshiping. Talk to us more about worship. How do you understand worship? I asked him many questions. You know, what were your challenges when you're in school? Those kind of. So I was preparing him psychologically. I was preparing him. This is the question that I'm going to ask you. But Patrick Wambua was like tensed. It's like he was tense because he's not got used to this. So he was tensed. Like, oh my goodness, how will I present it in front of people? How will I do it? Oh Joel, no, don't do this. Don't make this up. No. I just like he was worried. Don't do this. Right? I told him, don't worry. Don't worry. I will not. Okay, I will ask you this question, but I will not bring other questions.
Yes.
But when we went there, now after everything had been prepared, people are about now to eat together.
Yes.
It was so nice. So principal is there, deputy principal is there, some teachers are there. It's beautiful. Madam Rose is there. Madam Rose Kadiga, she's there. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. So because I was one of the CEO officials, we are now on the front desk as CEO officials. Oh my goodness. And at this moment, I remember I was now about to be a deputy CEO chairman. So I was acknowledged and I was now put in front, like in the front desk, whereby now I was put in front to sit in that in front because I was about to be in a huge docket.
Yes.
So I was put there in front. So what happened now? We are now in the room. Now we are supposed to do all of these things. And the programmer now said we have a show which is supposed to take place. So we want all people to settle and to sit down and listen to this show. Joel Austin. Joel Austin have the show and is going to talk to us more. And this was the show. I called Patrick Wambua and we sat down and it's like, hey, this was amazing. And now I started talking with Patrick Wambua and asking him about leadership, about worship and all of these things. Patrick Wambua found boldness a little bit to be able to explain and elaborate all of these things. Okay. It was amazing. After now finishing all of these things, I started now talking about live show. How live show started.
Okay.
What made it to be this way, how it is. And the reason as why I wanted it to be in form of broadcast. The reason as why I wanted it to be in form of broadcast is like I ask you a question, you respond, but a question that will really bring an impact in the hearts of people.
Okay.
Something that will bring that which you have inside you to impact people.
Okay.
So though I used to bring some questions like that. So this time around I'm now targeting Madam Rose.
You are targeting Madam Rose.
Madam Rose.
Madam Rose, you are targeted by this guy.
She does not know. She was really amazed when I began talking to her about how I admired the way she's interacting with the young people, the way she's trying to bring that greatness out of the young people.
And you're talking it there?
I'm talking.
You're now launching
without them knowing.
You're launching their thing without them knowing.
Yes, I said,
and you're targeting this lady.
I'm targeting to be my matron because I know. Okay, I just talked with the teacher a little bit about about live show.
Yes.
And I called the name of Madam Rose. Madam Rose. She was amazing. She was really shocked. Me?
What about me?
What is this boy up to? Like every teacher was like attentive. Madam Rose.
What about Madam Rose?
You're being called. This young man here. Okay, and Madam Rose, I really love the way you are interacting with the young people. I really admire the way you are trying and trying your all best, best, the way you can to bring that greatness that is lying and the potential that is within the young people. I really love that. I really admire. I would love you to be my matron in this club. I love you. I really love you. I really love the way you are doing it in the school. I really love it. So be my matron.
She could not resist.
She could not resist. I said, yes, John. Yes, John. Yes.
Oh, good.
And teachers were amazed.
By that wisdom. That was wisdom from God.
How can this young boy be bold enough to say all of this?
Before everybody.
Before everybody. And then I asked now the principal, if it can be officially opened in the school. And he said, Joel, what are you saying? It is now.
Oh my goodness.
What are you saying?
It's done.
It is done. It has been already opened. You've already said it. It is done.
Oh my goodness.
That is what we want, to be able to transform the hearts of the other people, to see the life in a different view. And one teacher stood, and it was one of my English teacher, and it was of another stream. It was called Mr. Washington Kodende. He stood and he said, I can see the heart of Joel when he was speaking. It's like the spirit of Joel Osteen, the grace and the spirit of Joel Osteen and that of Steve Harvey is flowing inside him. The way he's funny and the way he's trying to bring things out.
He was able to Steve
Harvey and Joel Osteen, the preacher. He was able to connect. Yeah. I said, I think these people are seeing it, but I think there's enough. That is not what it's actually, but there's something they were seeing. I could not resist that. This is something they were seeing. So this time round, there's such a great relationship that have been created.
Oh, just right there, by God.
Just right
that
there.
That was divine, just like that.
I think God knew what was to happen next in my life.
Yes.
And I thank God for how God connected me with the teachers. Some of the teachers I have not mentioned yet. Connect me very powerfully. And that was what God was after. That was the reason as why he was telling
He's laying the foundation of a great thing.
Exactly. This is what Joel is like. I wanted to go to the chapel. I wanted to go and pray. The reason as why God was guiding me to go and pray, it was for such a purpose. So when God leads you as a great servant of God, as a saint, as somebody who is listening to the voice of God, when God comes and talks to you, it's something for now. Move in that now of God. You'll see a great thing working upon your life. Thank you so much for watching, and may God bless you.